Hey, in this video I'll show you how you can work 100 times faster in Excel. But before we begin, here are some timestamps in case you want to skip to specific parts of the video. Alright, let's start. So, what's the secret to automate your work in Excel? The tool I'm about to show you, it's better than formulas, better than macros, better than Visual Basic, and it's called Power Query. Power Query is a tool in Excel that lets you transform all your data. Actually, it's optimized for it. It lets you connect to different data sources, transform them, merge them, and at the end, it uploads data into your Excel file. The great thing about Power Query is that all the steps that you made to transform the data will be saved, and the next time you refresh your file, the new data will have all the steps applied before coming into the Excel. If you want to know a little bit more of Power Query, I have a video just dedicated to explaining Power Query as a whole. Now, let's get to my computer and let's see how it works. So here I have a couple of tables. The first one has sales data and the second one has information of our customers. And let's say that each day I have to make a report where I take these tables, transform them, add a couple of columns, filter them, and then pass it through to the rest of my team. Each day I have to take the sales table and filter it to leave only the central and east regions. Then I have to create a new column called category code where I take the product ID and extract the first three characters to have this product code, add it to the order ID at the end, and calculate a sales plus tax column. Finally, I have to do a VLOOKUP to get the name of each customer related by the customer ID. This brings a couple of issues. First of all, you lose your time each day doing transformations that you've already done. And second, you'll eventually make a mistake. We are humans and prone to error when doing the same repetitive task. How Power Query solves this problem for us? To use Power Query, we'll have to connect to the sales and the customers table. To do that, I have a blank Excel right here, and we'll go to the Data tab, and we'll look for the first option called Get Data. Here we can connect to a lot of different data sources. In this case, we'll look for the first one, which is an Excel workbook. This will open a file browser. Let's click on our file and I'll go to import. Here you'll see a preview of our data. As you can see, here we have the customers table and the sales table. So I'll click on select multiple items. Let's check on both of them. And here you can load this data into your file or you can transform it. Let's transform it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all the same transformations we did directly on Excel and do it in Power Query. This is Power Query. As I told you, it lets you connect, transform, merge, and load your data. At the left side, you'll have all your tables. At the upper side, you'll have all the tools you'll need to transform your data in any way you imagine. On the middle, you'll have a preview of your tables, and at the right side, all the steps that you do will be recorded. Let's do exactly the same steps we did to the sales table. Let's look for the region column, and we have to leave only the central and east regions. Okay, now let's extract the first three characters of the product ID. I'll just duplicate this column and I'll look for a tool in the Transform tab called Extract. And I'll say I'll have to extract the first three characters. Let's click on OK. Great, there we go. And now we have to merge that value with the order ID column. I'll look for it, select it, right click on it, and there is an option to merge different columns. I'll merge them with a dash in the middle and it will be called order ID new. Perfect, there we go. The next change we needed to make was to calculate a sales column with tax included. To do that, I'll add a new column in the Add Column tab, and I'll add a custom column called Sales plus Tax. And it would be the sales column multiplied by 1.13. Okay, perfect. Finally, we have to add the customer name column from our customers table. And to do that, we'll look for the tool called merge queries. And here we'll say that we have to merge the sales table with our customers table. And we'll do it using the customer ID. Okay, all records match. I'll click on OK. Here I can expand the new table. Let's put customer name. And there we go. All our transformations are done. If you noticed, all the steps we just did were recorded at the right side of the screen. This is great because if we click on any of them, we'll have the data in that previous state. Okay, now that our data is transformed, how do we get it into Excel? Well, this is fairly easy. We'll just come to this first option in the Home tab called Close and Load. This will import our tables into the Excel file. And if I come here, you'll see that if I click on any of the cells of the new columns, we don't have any formulas. It's the data already cleaned up. But wait, I told you this was a daily process. So if we get a new file, will we have to do this whole Power Query thing again? What's the point then? Okay, this is where the magic happens. Let's see an example. Here you can see that we loaded a little more than 500 rows into our sales table. But what if we get a new file called sales new data with thousands of rows? Well, we'll just have to take this file, we'll copy it, take it in the location that we had our sales file, and we'll just delete our old file. Finally, we'll rename the new file with the same name as the old one. Now, in the Excel file where we connected with Power Query, we'll just come to the Data tab and look for the refresh option. And in just one click, we just transformed all the new information without making the same process again. Now, if you're connected to an Excel Online or to a SQL database or a SharePoint list, you don't even have to replace any files. You just update your data and it will automatically take all the new data from your connection. This was just a small preview of what can Power Query do. But as you can see, it will save you a lot of time and it will change the way you work with Excel every day. Finally, if you got value from this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And here's another video in case you want to keep leveling up your digital skills. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye!